All right, everyone, I'm going to let everyone in. All right, everyone, just give me a moment. Brenda, do you know there's a new app, which I'm going to have to look into? It says that you no longer have to rename people when they come in. It will be done automatically. I don't know how
I'm on Zoom.
Thanks, Mark McKay. It's Wednesday, but at least it's not Monday.
My bad.
All right, everyone. That's okay. Everyone, welcome to the 187 District Court. Happy Wednesday. Let's not turn this into a difficult Monday. These are the rules of the 187 District Court. You are actually in a courtroom. Even though you may be Zooming from your office, from your home, from your work, you're in court. Anything that you could not do if you were physically in the courtroom, you cannot do on the Zoom screen. As I always tell people, my list of what you can't do keeps getting longer and longer. To the persons who are at the Bexar County Jail, if you're wearing a mask, it needs to cover your nose and your mouth. Otherwise, it's just a chin strap, and it doesn't work as a chin strap in hockey or anywhere else. So to the people at the Bexar County Jail, you're not allowed to use the chat box. You are not allowed to use the internet. If you do any of those things, you will be sent back. And what will end up happening, because you know there's a shortage at the jail, you're going to end up coming back maybe to see us in 60 to 90 days. If you are at your home or at work or anywhere not at the jail, number one, your video must not go dark for any reason except for if you are signing paperwork. And I do know, thank you so much. I do know if you are on the phone that if somebody calls in, it will go dark briefly, but you need to just decline that message and your video should pop right back up. To the defendants also, you're not allowed to be driving. You're not allowed to be doing chores. You're not allowed to be doing grocery shopping, working, any of that. If you're at your work, you need to let your employer know that you're in court and you need to take a break. If you do not behave appropriately on the Zoom screen, what's going to end up happening is your Wednesday is going to become a difficult Monday because you're going to be required to appear in person in the 187 District Court. It will not matter if you're out of state, out of county, out of country. You're going to be required to catch a red eye or whatever to get to the 187 District Court. The courtroom is located downtown at 300 De La Rosa on the 4th floor. When you come downtown, you're going to find that a lot of things have changed. One, there's a lot of construction. And as my mom always says, if there's a nail in the road, I'm going to end up picking up that nail. I've already had my tire changed 4 times in 2 months. And if you are able to come downtown and find a parking space, you're going to find that parking is at a premium and it's expensive. If you are taking a Lyft or an Uber or the Via bus, what's going to end up happening with Via, they don't give back change. So that Via bus trip is probably going to end up costing you $5 to $10 because when you need exact change, you cannot find it. To all the attorneys, if you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, no matter how small you think that agreement is, this is what you need to do. You need to put that agreement in the chat box to the coordinator. She's listed as Ferguson coordinator. She will need to know if it's regular probation or if it's deferred. She will need to know whether it's time or not time. And if your client is on bond, she's going to need your client's email address. To all attorneys, it would help things move much quicker for us if you add to your name the name of your client and whether or not it's criminal trial division. The way you do that, if you go to participants and click on your name and click more, and you can add your client's name and whether or not it's criminal trial division or family violence, that will make it assigning you to a breakout room go much quicker. I'm going to open the breakout rooms. When I open breakout rooms, it's going to invite everyone to a breakout room. Yes, do not go to a breakout room unless I specifically call you by name and assign you to a breakout room. You may see sometimes where someone is requesting you go to a breakout room, and that may be a prosecutor who's sending you to a breakout room with your attorney. So please pay attention to your chat boxes. To everyone who's accused or a defendant, I'm going to call your attorney's name. Your name will not be called. If you do not hear your attorney's name, it's because your attorney is Zooming in another courtroom or needed to appear in another courtroom. So please do not raise your hand saying you did not hear your attorney's name, because your attorney will be here as quickly as they can. So everyone, put some patience in your pocket. Let's continue to make this a beautiful Wednesday, which it is, because the weather is awesome. This is the order in which the attorneys will appear: Kathy Compton, Clarissa Pratt, David Cuellar, Eduardo Jimenez, Ed Bartolome, Jonathan Chavez, Linda Corley, Mark McKay, Michael Latimer, Miguel Hernandez, Larry Bloomcrest. Is there any attorney whose on the Zoom screen and I did not call your name? Okay, awesome. All right, Kathy.
Judge, mine. You did not call mine.
Oh, Ross Rodriguez. All right, anyone else? And attorneys, when you go to the breakout room with your client, do not excuse them. I'm the only person who can excuse someone. So make sure they come back to the main room. All right, Kathy Compton, thank you for changing your name. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 3.
Well, Judge, actually, we have our plea paperwork ready. I'm just waiting on the waiver of video and cert of appeal from Norma, and we'll be ready to go. So I can go over the paperwork with my client in the breakout room.
All right, and it's Cassandra Ramirez.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, is Cassandra Ramirez on the Zoom screen? If you are, how are you listed?
She is in custody, Judge.
Ah, okay. All right, we're waiting for them to bring her out. So you can, if you'll chat with Ms. Ferguson, she'll let you know when they will have her here.
Okay, I let her know already, Judge. So should I just go to that breakout room and wait for her, or do you want me to stay in the main courtroom?
No, stay here so that we can make sure when she comes out, you're aware of it.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
All right, Clarissa Pratt, thank you for changing your name. I'm going to assign you to number 4. David Cuellar.
Yes, Your Honor, present.
Yes, thank you for changing your name. I'll assign you to number 5.
Thank you.
Eduardo Jimenez, thank you for changing your name. I'll assign you to 6.
Judge, if I may, just one moment. Today we have an MTR on Janelia's crew, and a contested MTR on Janelia's crew. Did you
Yes.
have a time in your schedule you thought might be best? Because I have witnesses and such, and to get everybody together at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1. Who is the prosecutor who's on this?
It was Tom Nisbet of in the old days. I don't know if he's.
Judge, it'll be me. I'll speak to Eduardo.
All right, if you all can go to number 1.
Okay, thank you.
And Ms. Ferguson, if you can join them in 1. Ed Bartolome. Ed Bartolome.
Okay, Judge, go ahead. Sorry.
Yes, that's okay. Who do you have?
I have 2, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Did you hear that?
I can't understand why.
All right, it sounds like you're underwater. Okay, now I can hear you better. You say, who are your clients?
Valentin Perez and George Moore.
All right, Perez, is that criminal trial division or family violence?
I believe that's criminal trial. And George Moore, I think, is family violence, Judge.
Okay, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 6.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Jonathan Chavez, I'll send you to 7. Thank you for changing your name. Linda Corley.
Yes, Judge. I just figured out how to change it and I'm trying to go, but I need Marcus Sanders. I've been working with him on Samuel Riley.
Rowley.
Right. Oh, Real. Really. I keep pronouncing it wrong.
Okay, it's R-E-A-L.
R-E-I-L-E. I just got it on there.
Okay, awesome. And if you just put add Marcus do ADA by his name, so he'll know that you're requesting him.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 8. I'm gonna have to start making you a co-host so you can just move around the way you want to. You become a expert. Mark McKay, I'm going to send you to number 9. Thank you for changing your name.
Judge, if I could,
Yes.
this was a resetting for the last time to accept a plea. I've already gotten a plea from Brittany Sparks last time. My
Mhm.
client's not going to accept it. He does want a trial on this.
All right, just one moment. Okay, I'm gonna, let me see if Miss Ferguson's still in number 1. She's in number 1. Just give me a moment. I'm gonna take you up as soon as she comes out of breakout room number 1.
Thank you, Judge.
Or else, I tell you what, if you can go to number 1 and ask her for a jury trial date for your client, and then
do-
come back and we'll put it on the record.
I'll do that.
Thank you. All right, Michael Latimer, thank you for changing your name.
Yes, good morning. Happy Wednesday.
Oh, happy Wednesday. The day is beautiful.
Yes,
I'm going to send you to number 9.
okay.
Miguel Hernandez.
Good morning, Judge. I need to speak to Mr. Sanders on Mr. Donald Deary.
All right, I'm sending you to 10.
Thank you, Judge.
Larry Bloomquist.
Present, Judge. He's present with counsel. I need family violence, Judge.
Okay, I'm going to send you to number 11. Ross Rodriguez.
Good morning, Your Honor. I have Lori Wilmurth, Wilmurth. It's family violence.
Wait, okay. All right, I'm going to send you to number 12. You were so close to going to lucky breakout room number 13.
Thanks, Judge.
Ernest Acevedo.
Good morning, Judge. I'm here on Nicholas Valdez. He has an MTR. He also has some newer cases that I think Monica Guerrero is appointed on, but I need to confer on his MTR.
So it's Nicholas Valdez,
Yes, ma'am.
criminal trial division or family violence.
It's both. The MTR is CTD, but there's some family violence cases that are new.
Okay, I'm going to send you to 13. That's a lucky breakout room. Don't turn it to an unlucky breakout room.
I was born lucky, Judge. I'll be all right.
Okay. All right, everyone, just give me a moment. And so that everyone is aware, I am presiding judge this week. So sometimes I may go off for a little bit, but it's because I have people are coming to speak to me about different issues. So everyone, just give me a moment.
Hey, Judge.
Yes.
Marcus asked if you could join them in breakout room 1.
All right, Mark McKay, just give me one moment and we'll put your item on the record. All right. All right, Mark McKay, thanks for waiting. Mr. Cruz, can you unmute yourself, please? All right, the court is calling 2021 CR 9980, 2021 CR 8689, and 2021 CR 8690, State of Texas versus Brian Cruz. Can I have defense announce for me, please?
Yeah, I know, but.
Just one moment, I'm sorry.
For 10 years and I'm not going to.
I'm trying to see whether, oh, that's from you, Mr. McKay?
No, I got it, Judge.
All right, thank you. All right, could defense announce for the record, please?
Defense is ready, Judge.
And your name for the record?
My name is Mark McKay and my client is Brian Cruz.
All right, are you Brian Cruz?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Cruz, if you could speak up, for some reason, we're not getting full volume from you. All right, we're proceeding by, thank you. We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections, Mr. McKay?
No, Your Honor.
Any objections, Mr. Cruz?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. McKay, have you received all the discovery in each of these cause numbers?
I have, Judge. I represent him in 2 cases. There's another attorney on the third. I've received all the discovery on my 2 cases.
All right. And has an offer been tendered that encompasses all 3 cases?
I have no idea about the new case, Judge. I only represent them on the 2 cases, and that's what we're prepared to go to trial. The new case was filed relatively recently.
All right. And the new case is a 2021 CR 9980?
80, yes, ma'am.
All right. Then for the record of this case, then we're only discussing cause numbers 2021 CR 8689 and 2021 CR 8690. Mr. McKay, in each of those cases, did you receive all the discovery?
I have, Judge.
And was an offer tendered?
It was, Your Honor.
Mr. Cruz, are you rejecting the state's offer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you requesting a jury trial on each of these cause numbers?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. McKay, do you have a jury trial date?
Yes, Judge, it's April 5.
All right, Mr. McKay, any objections to April 5th as a jury trial date?
No, I don't have one. I think I'll be finished with my capital by then.
Okay. Mr. Cruz, do you have any objections to April 5th as a jury trial date?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Cruz, your plea deadline date has expired in each of these cause numbers. Your jury trial date will be April 5th at 9 a.m. You'll need to appear in person, dressed for trial. The courtroom is located at 300 De La Rosa. It's on the 4th floor. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
When is your jury trial date?
April 5th at 9 a.m.
Which court?
187.
All right, should I throw this question at you? Where is it located?
300 De La Rosa.
Oh, wow. Okay, awesome. All right, Mr. Cruz, if jury trials are suspended, your attorney will be informed, in which case you'll appear by video. But if jury trials are not suspended, you'll need to appear in person ready for trial. Do you understand? All right, if there's nothing else, Mr. McKay, you and Mr. Cruz are excused.
Thank you, Judge.
These will be the two cases that we'll be going to trial on and not the new case.
Thank you, Judge. I appreciate it. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, you too. Everyone, just give me a moment, please. Michael Sawyer, how are you doing? Oh, you're on mute.
I'm mute right now. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. My mom says hi, of course.
Well, that's great. Makes me feel good.
All right, who do you have, Mr.
I
Sawyer?
have Byron Matthews, Your Honor, if I may confer with the state.
Is it criminal trial division or
It is
family law?
criminal trial. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
2021-9850.
All right, I'm going to send you to number 14.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Your Honor.
Juan Ross, just one second. Juan Ross, who do you have?
I have Gregory Morrison.
Criminal trial division?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to send you to number 15.
Yeah, I've been dealing with Ryan Groomer.
Okay. Kelly Piddle, I'm going to send you to number 16.
Judge.
Everyone, just give me a little second because we're having some technical difficulties. Michael Villarreal?
Yes, Judge. I tried to move Daniel Zamaripa to the room with his attorney, but it looks like he hasn't moved yet. If we can just have him go to room 11.
All right, Daniel, if you could go to breakout room number 11, please. Megan Enriquez, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 17.
Okay, thank you, Judge. When my client logs on, can you send him there as well?
Yes.
Thank you.
And attorneys, I know some of you all are waiting to speak with me. Just give me a moment. All right. Let me see. All right, Clarissa Pratt on Cody Mayfield.
Yes, Judge, I had filed a motion for PR bond. My client's been in custody since July 20th of last year. And we're asking for an electronic monitor to be placed on. He has a job waiting for him upon his release. Strong
All right.
ties to the community, a newborn
Did you
baby.
All right, did you confer with the state on the bond matter?
I did. They cannot agree to a PR bond based on the level of offense.
All right, just give me a moment and we'll take up, I'll have a hearing on that in just a moment. Jonathan Chavez?
Yes, Your Honor. On Mercedes Lopez, we'll be applying for a pretrial diversion.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a date on Lopez for a PTD update, please? Just give me a moment while I get that date. She's in breakout room number 2. I'm going to send you to number 2, Mr. Chavez, and if you can go there and get a PTD update date for me.
Okay.
And then just come back and give that to me. Let me see, which breakout room were you in?
I was in
there you are.
7.
All right, if you'll go there and get a date for me. David Cuellar?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
I conferred with the state, and they are still waiting on CPS records and MS records. It's the first setting. It's a pretty new case. It's just been indicted.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, on Kayla Carter, can I have a regular reset for discovery, please? In the chat box.
My client is here, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Hi, Your Honor. I left that breakout room just because there was.
Oh, no, she made it back. Just give me a moment. All right, we're going to come back on April 4th for a PTD. I'm sorry, for a discovery reset on Kayla Connor.
Your Honor.
All right, you and your client are excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And then Ms. Ferguson, in the chat box, can I have a PTD update on Mercedes Lopez, please? Just give us a moment. We'll get that date for you. All right, on Ms. Lopez, we're going to come back on March 30th. So please make sure all of that, the application is filled out by that day.
Yeah, we'll get that done as soon as possible, Your Honor.
Thank you. You and your client are excused.
Thanks. Have a nice day.
All right, you too. Everyone, just one moment. Ed Bartholomew?
Your Honor, I have an offer on Valentin Perez. I'd like about 30 days to review it with him. And I also have George Moore, Your Honor, and that will be.
Well, we're going to do one at a time.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Ms. Ferguson, on Valentin Perez, can I have a 30-day reset in the chat box, please? And on this one, Mr. Bartholomew, have you received all the discovery?
I have, Your Honor.
Okay. Just a moment. So we're going to come back on March 31st.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, if you don't need Mr. Perez, I can excuse him.
Yes, ma'am. You can.
All right, Mr. Perez, we'll see you back on March 31st.
Okay.
You can go, Valentin. I'll give you a call.
All right, Ed. Thank you.
Thank you. And now, Mr. Moore, Your Honor.
All right.
And that's family violence. Doesn't
All right.
solve.
And have you spoken to them?
I talked to him, but I need to talk to him. I'll talk to Mr. Moore first, Your Honor.
All right, and let me change your name to remove Mr. Perez.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Bartholomew, I'm going to send you to number 3. And Mr. Moore, if you can go to number 3, please.
Thank you.
I have to find him on the Zoom screen. Just one second.
He's in your lower right, Judge.
No. I see him on Zoom, but I have to find out which box he's in.
Okay.
There we are. All right, if you'll go to 3. Is there a prosecutor available on Mayfield? It's family violence and it's a request for a PR bond. Let me see, they may all be in a breakout room. Just give me a moment.
Judge, let me look at that one.
All right, thank you. All right, Bloomquist.
Yes, Your Honor, we're back. I've conferred with the prosecutor and my client. The state, they've uploaded the discovery we were waiting on. I did get a new offer from the state. We need about 30 days to consider that offer.
So when was the discovery uploaded?
The last discovery was just uploaded. Let me see here, Judge. I can probably.
Because we're just actually here for discovery compliance. I just want to make sure you have all the discovery.
Yeah, Judge, I'm confident I do because I saw the notice and I did discuss it with the attorney and we both checked to make sure that there was some that was uploaded here. Hold on. I had most of it prior, the last upload. Let me see here.
There are no CPS records that are needed. Is that correct?
No, Judge, we don't need any CPS records.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset on Daniel Zamaripa? I know I butchered your last name. I'm sorry. March 31st.
Okay, Judge, we'll be there with bells on.
All right, and the state hasn't tendered an offer yet, correct?
They did, Judge. They tendered me an offer today.
Okay.
And I believe that we'll be able to make a decision on that offer by the next setting.
All right, you and your client are excused. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
And Ms. Pratt, I'm still just waiting for a family violence prosecutor. So as soon as they are able to come on, we'll take that up. Ernest Acevedo.
Good morning, Judge. I conferred with Joe Ray. We're going to have to confer with a family violence prosecutor. The problem is Monica Guerrero is appointed on those cases. Is it possible to get a 1 or 2 week reset? Because we're going to have to get 4 people together to confer. It'll be kind of hard on the docket today.
Well, no, I mean, it's good. Ms. Ferguson, can you see where Monica Guerrero is? Is there any other attorney besides Monica Guerrero?
Monica's in the 227th right now. I'm texting her.
Okay. All right. Just give us a moment.
Well, I have to be in person in the 379th, Judge. So I got 9 settings I'm trying to get through. And it's going to be really hard. Can I get a 1 week reset? Because I'm just not going to be able to get them worked out this morning.
No, I mean, I know. I mean, you can come back, but see, here's the thing. Like we keep doing this on this case, and then he's just going to be in jail forever.
Well, no, Judge, he has cases that are brand new. That's the problem. He's got cases that are 30 days old. So it's not a matter of we're delaying this one. It's just we're going to have to get people together. I can come back to that. That's fine. If you'll be here all morning, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, let me see if I can get some of those other settings done, and I'll be texting the relevant people in the meantime, seeing if we can work out something.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Michael Sawyer.
I am back.
Yes.
I confer with Mr. Villarreal. Right now, we're still waiting for the psych results, compass, all those issues that I requested done.
Just one moment. All right, Ms. Ferguson, on Myron Matthews. Can you, if you have an update on the evaluation, if those have been done or where they are in the process, and Then if you can give me a reset date on Myron Matthews, please.
Give me just a few minutes, Judge. I need to find that out. Give me one second.
All right, just give us a moment.
Thank you, Judge. Good. The address the court. Well, what the judge is writing right now.
Morning, Mike.
Good morning. How's it going?
Well, as good as could be expected. Moving along, as they say, moving along. How about yourself?
Doing well. Judge, may I approach briefly?
Yes.
Oh, the Matthews case. It'll take a little bit longer than usual to prepare this case, given the nature of the charge, but not an excessively long period of time. And I'm trying to avoid a trial if at all possible. We need to get all our information on the table first, though.
Okay, no problem. I'm gonna just, Ms. Ferguson is just calling to see if we can get an idea. Mr. Matthews, we're trying to get an idea of when the evaluations will be done.
Oh, great.
And yes, so she's just calling and she's gonna put a reset date in the chat box for me.
I appreciate your help, Judge. Thank you very much.
Oh, no problem. And everyone, just give me a moment. I have to write in a couple of files. Everyone put a little patience in your pocket. Michael, how's your brother doing?
He may be down later on this week.
Oh, well, you have to make sure he stops by.
Well, I was going to say we plan to stop by and say hello when he's here.
Okay. All right, Norma, do you have an update yet on Mr. Matthews? All right, so on Mr. Matthews, we're going to come back on April 11th.
And if I could briefly go to a breakout room with Mr. Matthews, just for a couple of minutes.
All right, and Mr. Matthews, we're waiting the evaluation to be completed. All right, Mr. Matthews, I'm going to send you to a breakout room with your attorney. Mr. Sawyer, if you can make sure that your client comes back from the breakout room.
I will do that.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, not 2, 3.
3. Okay.
And Mr. Matthews, if you could go to 3, please. And is the prosecutor ready on Clarissa Pratt's matter?
Judge, I'm here.
Okay. And to the clerks, could I get the motion for a PR bond on Mr. Mayfield, please? Thank you. Mr. Bartholomew and Mr. George Moore. You're on mute.
I know. 30-day reset, Your Honor, if possible. We've got an offer. I need to get some additional documentation regarding the treatments he's in right now.
All right, Ms. Ferguson on George Moore. Can I have
And
a
we're set-
30-day reset?
And we're set for the 31st, Your Honor, on Mr. Perez. Could we do it that day?
All right, Ms. Ferguson, are you okay with the 31st for Mr. Moore? All right, so we'll come back on the 31st. Was an offer tendered?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, you and your client are excused. Have a great Wednesday.
Thank you, Judge. Be blessed.
You're welcome.
Thank you. See you, George. I'll be in touch. Hit leave.
Just one moment.
Page 22, Judge.
You knew I was looking for it. Thank you. All right, so we're going to take up Mr. Mayfield. And everyone, just be patient. Eddie Bravenik, who do you have?
Hi, Marco Contreras. I was on yesterday, and Judge Angelini wanted me to come back because Mark was at a funeral, and he wanted me to sign the discovery acknowledgement, which, it's just one of his things, so I do it when he tells me to do it. If you want me to spend the time doing that today, that's fine. And I'm really happy for you, by the way. Congratulations. I'm just neither here nor there, but.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. So is your client criminal trial division or family violence?
Criminal trial. And I was dealing with Marcus.
All right. And did the judge give you a new reset date or no?
He didn't. Angelini just told me, come back. Well, I mean, he mumbled it, of course, but he mumbled, come back, signed and he inserted some sort of cuss word, discovery acknowledgement, and then that was just it. Which was amusing, as it always is, Raymond.
I'm going to send you to number 5.
Thanks.
All right. And then we're going to take up, Ms. Pratt, you filed the motion, correct?
I did, Your Honor.
All right. So I'm waiting for them to bring me the motion, but I know what it is. So we'll proceed and they're going to bring me the motion. Oh, thank you. The court is calling. I forgot the most important persons who are supposed to be here and the spotlight, and that's the court reporters. Heidi, don't let anyone tell you that court reporters are not the most important people. So everyone, Heidi's in training. So to help her out, we're all gonna mumble and talk where she really can't hear us. All right, court is calling 2019 CR 2976, State of Texas versus Cody Jared Mayfield. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Michael Villarreal for the state.
For the defense?
Clarissa Fernandez Pratt on behalf of Mr. Mayfield.
And are you Mr. Mayfield? I need you to unmute yourself. Just press the
yes, ma'am.
baseball. Thank you. Are you Mr. Mayfield?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
None from the state, Your Honor.
Any objection from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Mayfield, do you have any objections to us proceeding by video?
No, ma'am.
All right, the defense has filed a motion requesting a PR bond. State, have you had a chance to review the defense's motion?
I have, Your Honor.
All right, State, are you ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, defense, it's your motion. You may proceed.
Yes, Your Honor, if you'd like us to just proceed with argument, if not, I have a witness that could testify, but.
Yes. If you would like to call a witness, you can call a witness however you wish to proceed.
Okay. Marlene Garza, can you show your face, please? I don't know if she can hear me.
She's on the screen and I've just sent a request for her to show her video and unmute. All right, Ms. Garza, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
I'm gonna need you to speak up.
I do.
All right, off the record for a moment. Ms. Ferguson, Mr. Crew can go back. Mr. Crew, we're gonna bring you back on March 24th at 2 p.m. All right, thank you, Mr. Crew. Norma, he's 14L. All right, and could you spell your name for the record, Ms. Garza?
Marlene.
All right, defense?
Yes, Ms. Garza, how do you know Mr. Mayfield?
He's my significant other.
Okay, and do you have any children together?
Yes, we do.
And how old is that child?
4 months.
Okay. Has Mr. Mayfield ever met his child?
No, he has not.
And why is that?
Because he's been in jail.
Okay. And has Mr. Mayfield secured employment upon release from his jail sentence?
Yes, he has.
Okay. And what is it that Mr. Mayfield specializes in?
Concrete, steel.
So construction?
Multiple things, yes.
Okay. And does he have strong ties to the community? Does he have family members in this community?
Yes, he does.
Okay. And how long has he resided in San Antonio?
His whole life.
Okay. And if we are set for a contested MTR, do you have any reason to believe he's going to flee the county?
No, I don't.
And if he were to have an electronic monitor, how could he afford an electronic monitor?
I will help him with that. I
Okay.
will.
And where are you employed?
I'm employed at Toyota.
Okay.
Gassi.
Okay. And
I'm sorry, hold on, repeat the last part of that.
Toyota Gassi.
Okay. And does Mr. Mayfield have any savings or trusts that he can dip into?
No, he don't.
Does he have any assets that he can actually sell in order to make a bond?
He does not.
All right, everyone, to the parties, just give me one moment, please. Ms. Pratt, can I see you in breakout room number 1 and state if I can see you in breakout room number 1, please?
Yes, Judge.
Norma, on Everett Gonzalez, the court paperwork should be the same from yesterday. Is that correct? We just redid the plea paperwork, which Brittany confirmed has been signed.
Okay, thank you.
But Lupe or Robert, can y'all confirm y'all have everything you need on Everett Gonzalez?
So you already did the paperwork?
He just redid the plea paperwork.
The
The
plea
state's
paperwork?
paperwork. The state's paperwork. Mhm.
Oh, okay, good. I'm gonna wait for it, okay? I haven't received it.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Do it, but everything's the same, right? The app
So
and
the-
all this, right?
Okay. It says it's at Robert's, waiting
Okay.
for his signature.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Judge and Norma, this is Eddie Brovanek. Brittany's going to send me the discovery acknowledgement. May I leave?
I think they're both in breakout rooms.
All right, I appreciate it. Thanks.
No, I'm in court. Huh?
All right, we're going to go back on the record in 2019 CR 2976. Defense, are you withdrawing your motion for a request for a PR bond?
At this time, yes, Your Honor, I'd like to proceed on the motion to revoke.
All right. Mr. Mayfield, can you unmute for me, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any objections with us proceeding by video?
No, ma'am.
All right. State any motions with regards to the motion to enter adjudication of guilt. You're muted.
I think I figured this out already, Judge. Sorry. Yes, the state moves to orally amend the pleading to allege the offense as an attempted aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, as it's currently alleged as an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
All right. Any objections, defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Mayfield, are you the same Cody Jared Mayfield who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2019 CR 2976 for the offense of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon? I'm sorry, attempted aggravated assault with a deadly weapon on May 13, 2019 for a period of 3 years and extended for a total of 1 year. Is that you? You're on mute.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
Violation of condition number 50, on or about the 3rd day of January 2022 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, Cody Jared Mayfield, did then and there fail to comply with the rules, regulations, or instructions of the Lifetime Residential Facility, and that the defendant did then and there illegally use a controlled substance while in the facility, namely buprenorphine, in violation of condition number 50.
All right, and so this is where I say, Mr. Villarreal, would you like to spell that drug, please?
Yes, Judge. It's BUPRENORPHINE.
All right, Mr. Mayfield, how do you plead to that, true or not true?
Okay.
State would waive and abandon the remaining allegations.
Any objections to the waivers?
Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Mayfield, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 50, the court to find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 50?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, is there an agreement?
There's not an agreement, Your Honor.
All right, state, what are you requesting?
The state is recommending that you follow probation's recommendation and that you deny the motion and alter and amend conditions of probation to include safety with aftercare. That's just due to the fact that he's lifetime residential treatment he was unsuccessful in and was removed from the program. So, experts have already determined that he needed some type of inpatient treatment, and this is the next level of inpatient treatment available soon.
All right, defense.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Mayfield is a young man with a brand new baby at home who he's never met because he's been in custody since July 20th of 2021. He has a job waiting for him in the construction field upon his release. He has strong ties to this community. He has a mother who misses him dearly and a spouse who has to care for this child by herself. It serves no purpose for him to be in Safe P when he could do outpatient successfully. Things have changed since his last stint, and in that he's got a support system in place now. He's got a purpose to feed this child and to take care of his family, and he's got a job. So, and also transportation was an issue previously, and his spouse has transportation. So currently we're asking for him to be placed back on probation and that he be placed in the outpatient program.
All right, and the court sees that I had ordered that there's to be CPS compliance. Does anyone know if there's still a pending CPS case?
I don't believe so, Your Honor.
Ms. Garza.
I don't have the information, Judge.
All right, Ms. Garza, could you unmute? All right, Ms. Garza, is there a Child Protective Services case still pending?
There is.
And what do they say about Mr. Mayfield having contact?
Actually, they want him to be involved.
Okay. Here's the thing, Ms. Garza, I've done Child Protective Services cases a lot in my career. And what I do know is that if you have a parent and that parent hasn't successfully completed parenting classes, that they don't think that that person is controlled substance free, they have in place a no contact order.
No, the control substance was not involved in the case. It was
no. But this is what I'm saying, Ms. Garza. When a Child Protective Services case is open and then there's a legal case, they give both parents what's called a service plan. And the cookie cutter service plan is you do parenting classes, you do drug testing. If you test positive, then they don't allow you to be around a child. Now, I don't know what your situation is. I don't know if Child Protective Services says, oh, Mr. Mayfield is at the Bexar County Jail, therefore we don't have to be concerned about him. You can have the baby with you. So this is what the court is going to do.
You know, the case was about an adoption, so that way I won't have to do, we don't have to do adoption through all the paperwork and the money. The CPS was going to get involved. That way it can be for free.
All right, this is what I'm doing, Ms. Garza, and I want you to pay very close attention to me. I'm not your attorney on the CPS side. Mr. Mayfield, I need you to pay very close attention to what I'm saying, because I'm not your attorney on the CPS side. What I do know is that when CPS says that certain people are not to have contact with the child, and they do, and CPS finds out about it, which they will come and they will remove that child. So both of you know what your service plans are with CPS. I do not know this. So this is what I'm going to do. I found 50 true alternate amend conditions. All previous conditions will apply. There's to be the UA hotline. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. If there is a no contact order in place with minors by CPS, then that order will supersede my order for no unsupervised contacts. So therefore, if the CPS order says that he is not to have any contact with the minor, then he is not to have any contact with the minor. If CPS is silent on that, then this court will order that he is to have no unsupervised contact with any minors. So what that means, Ms. Garza, is if you have a child in that home, I don't care if he's the biological father or not, there is to be no, I got to go to the grocery store. So you just watch her so I don't have to pack up the child and, get the car seat. He is not to have any unsupervised contact, period. Now, the court may change that once he's completed his parenting classes, which I previously ordered. That's with Compadre y Compadre. You're going to need to enroll in Compadre y Compadre within 15 days of your release. If you do not, a motion to revoke is going to be filed. I'm going to ask for the UA hotline. If you miss reporting to the UA hotline, a motion to revoke will be filed. I'm going to want field visits 3 times per month, proof of full-time employment within 15 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. We're going to do regular Zoom reporting. And I'm going to start you out with intensive outpatient treatment with probation. If that fails, what's going to end up happening is a motion to revoke is going to be filed. I'm going to want AA or NA meetings, 90 meetings in 90 days. Mr. Mayfield, I'm giving you this chance because you've been at the Bexar County Jail for a long time, and I know there's a slight wait for treatment at this time. So whether or not you end up back at the Bexar County Jail is completely up to you and your choices. What I've discovered is people get excited. They're getting out of jail and they want to go celebrate. Don't be that person. So the same way you're thinking about your children while you're at the Bexar County Jail because you're focused on it because you're at the Bexar County Jail, you need to focus on that when you get into the real world. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And there's to be no, if you're working at Toyota and people get off work, they have a hard day's work, they want to have a beer, you need to tell them you can't do that. Because one thing I do know is that when you have an addiction to substances, you can't let anything slip in and get you off track. And going out with your buddies, having alcohol will get you off track. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Is there anything else that you need from the court in order to be successful?
No, ma'am.
Ms. Reyes, is there anything else that Mr. Mayfield would need?
No, ma'am.
All right. If there is nothing else from either side, we're going to go off the record. Mr. Mayfield, I'm going to tell you a story. It's a true story. Everyone will tell you I watch a lot of documentaries. And there was this documentary, they do this 80s thing about all the 80s band groups. Some of the things they were doing was, I don't know who would shoot up alcohol, but some members were like, yeah, we would, I don't know why we did it, but we take Jack Daniels, put it in the needle and just shoot it up. So from Aerosmith, who's the lead singer of Aerosmith? Somebody help me out.
Steven Tyler.
Thank you, Steven Tyler. So Steven Tyler was doing a documentary and they were talking about the drugs they use. And he used to use heroin. He said, I've been clean for so many years. And he said that what ended up happening is he heard on the news where somebody died from a heroin overdose. And he's like, I'm sober. And he's like, the first thing that came to my mind was like, wow, that must have been some great heroin. Because that's what drugs do to you. It affects your brain. And so he said he had to immediately get back doing his sober meetings. So don't let that be you, Mr. Mayfield. I'm going to send you, Mr. Mayfield, to breakout room number 1. Probation is going to go over conditions with you. Ms. Pratt, I know you have someone else where else to be. You can either go to number 1 or you can be excused to the 399.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Mayfield, I'm going to send you to number 1. And Ms. Garza, you are excused. Yes.
Have a good morning.
I'm sorry, who is saying good morning to me? Oh. Okay, everyone, just give me a moment. My computer is acting very slow. And to the clerks, I'm signing some paperwork. You're welcome.
Judges Eddie Bravo, I've signed discovery acknowledgement. Can I leave?
Just give me a second.
Okay. Fair enough.
All right. Guys, I'm only one person. All right, so the paperwork that's coming back is on Ramirez and another gentleman. So if those people could pay attention to your request, because the clerk is going to be requesting you to come to a breakout room so they can swear you in. Okay, everyone, just one second. I can only have so many people in the box. Just one second. All right, Michael Collins, who do you have?
Good morning, Your Honor. I have Marco Gomez, the first one. He's there on the screen, Your Honor.
Criminal trial division or family violence?
Criminal trial. I've been talking with Marcus on this, Your Honor. We have a potential offer on the table. I need to talk to him a little bit more. But I do want to let the court know that even if we do work something out, I'd like to not do it until the end of March, early April, because my client's in Louisiana on a contract working for a nurse, for a hospital as a
Okay,
nurse.
okay, let me send you to breakout room number 4, okay?
Okay, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor.
I see you, Eduardo. Just give me a moment. James Myrick, who do you have? You're on mute.
I have,
Yes,
a,
who do you
I have a Jonathan Vasquez today.
Criminal trial division or family violence?
It would be criminal trial. Thank you.
Okay. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 5.
Thank you.
All right, if you could go to 5, please.
Yes. Later.
Adam Cobbs, who do you have?
Judge, I've got the plea on Mark Salmon.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 6. Do you have all the paperwork?
I've signed it, I believe, Judge. I don't believe he has, but I could be wrong.
All right, I'm sending you to 6, and I'm going to send your client. Your client is not here yet, so just give us a moment. All right, Eddie Bravenant.
Yes, Your Honor. I've signed a discovery acknowledgement on Marco Contreras. The Judge Angelini called me back to ask me to do. We just need a trial time or
All right.
date or whatever.
Ms. Ferguson, can I have a jury trial date on Marco Contreras? And where's your client? In
So
custody,
Judge, I don't
correct?
think they didn't bring him over today because I talked to him yesterday. It was only the discovery acknowledgement.
He's on there. He should be on.
Oh, he is? All right.
Okay, Marco Contreras. Norma, can you have them show him at the jail, please? We're just going to put the trial date on the record, Mr. Bravenant.
I understand, Your Honor. Thank you.
Harry Chirac. Who do you have?
Jose de Vasquez,
Criminal trial division or family violence?
family violence.
All right, I'm gonna send you to breakout room number 7.
Okay.
Somehow the screen changed to all this information on top.
All right. Michael Sawyer on Matthews.
Hold on.
There you go. You can talk.
Okay, Judge, I have conferred with the state, conferred with my client, and we are good, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. And I've already given you your date.
We have.
All right, so you are excused. Have a great rest of your day.
Judge, thank you and have a good one. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. All right, Ross Rodriguez.
Hey, Judge.
Hi.
Back from conferring with Michael Villarreal. We've discussed the case. He's made an offer. However, Judge, I've not got all the discovery in. He did look it up for me, say it was discoverable, advised me to call the IT. So I was wanting to see if the court can give a 30-day reset so I can get all the discovery in, Judge.
All right, is your client in custody or on bond?
I believe on bond, Your Honor. She's on, her camera's off.
How is she listed?
McCutcheon, Lori McCutcheon. I don't know where she went. I saw her little box. I don't know where it went.
Yes,
Oh, there it
it's
is.
here, but her video is not showing. All right, get in touch with her, have her zoom in. All right, Eddie Brobenick, we're just waiting for them to put your client in the box. Megan Enriquez.
Yes, Judge. I believe paperwork is in on Everett Gonzalez. Brittany Sparks, are you available? I think. Okay. Judge, will you join Brittany and I in a breakout room before we get on the record?
Yes, just give me one moment.
When you have-
Eduardo
okay.
Jimenez on Janelia's crew, I've already filed the reset and your client has been sent back.
Okay, just what you asked for and agreed motion. Do you want me to take it to the jail for him to sign, or I thought you meant you wanted me to send it to him, you know?
No. You can take that to the jail for him to sign.
Okay.
Either if you want to, we can do it the day of.
Oh, okay. All right. We'll do that, Judge. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yes.
I put something in the chat.
All right. So, Mr. Brobenick, Eddie Brobenick, I'm going to send
Yes,
something
Your Honor.
to you in the chat box.
Judge, I'm looking. Okay.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a jury trial date on Mr. Contreras, please? All right, your jury trial date is going to be April 12th.
Judge, excellent. Is there anything else you need from me?
Oh, no, that's all. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks for coming to join us.
Of course, Your Honor. Anytime. Take care.
All right, bye-bye. Thank you. Let me see. What page is he on, Contreras? There. All right, Linda Corley.
Yes, Your Honor, I have conferred with Marcus on this case. This is expected to be dismissed. He's going to plead on one of the, most likely one of the felonies, but we just have an issue with restitution we're trying to work out and having trouble getting a hold of the complainant. So if I know we've had a lot of resets, Judge, if you want to, part of this was because we had the competency issue and he was in treatment for a while, but he has been found competent now. If you want to put us on the trial docket, if we could get a farther out trial docket, I'm hoping that this will be finished before we get there.
All right, where's your client?
He is online. I saw him, but I can't move the screen now.
Where is Mr. Rao? Samuel Rao.
Can you please unmute? Cynthia Levitt, if you can help Mr. Rao.
And how is he listed on the screen?
I believe I can't see. I can't move anything because it's highlighted. Let me look in the list here and see.
Is there a Samuel Rao? Where are you?
He may be listed as iPhone, Judge. Samuel Real, please unmute. There he is. I see him on the, he's listed as iPhone.
Did you say unmute?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Samuel, can you please say present?
Yes,
Present.
present.
All right, so what is happening with his case, Miss Corley?
Okay, yes, so we expect this case to be dismissed. We're going to be most likely doing a plea on one of the misdemeanors. The issue is just with the complaining witness getting a hold with restitution and insurance issues that we then covered it. I'm working with Brett Bozes in that
When
case.
do they
And
expect that to be done?
Judge, I'd hoped it had already been done, but we are working on it.
Marcus Sanders?
Yes, Judge.
Hi, when do you expect this to be done?
Hopefully soon, Judge. I wasn't aware that there was, I guess, a problem with the misdemeanor person, so I sent him an email and I told Linda I would call him once we had a break in our docket.
So how much time do you think?
Yes, Judge, I apologize. Judge Boyd.
Oh, how much time do you think, Mr. Sanders?
A couple weeks.
Okay, Ms. Ferguson, on Riles, can I have a 2-week reset?
I'm sorry, Judge Boyd. I didn't hear that.
Mr. Martinez, are you throwing like love signs? Valentine's Day has expired. Half the people on this screen are married and they do not cheat. So you need to keep that to yourself.
I was stretching, Your Honor.
I don't know anybody who stretches with a heart sign. Brenda, doesn't this appear awkward? Nobody does that. All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 2-week reset on Mr. Samuel Rao, please, in the chat box?
Judge, would it be possible for us to at least have 30 days? We are actively working on it.
Okay. All right, the state is telling me they'll have it done in 2 weeks. Do you think that's not going to happen?
Well, Judge, I've been working on it. I mean, I've actively been in communication with everybody, so I'm just hesitant. And I do expect it to get done, but if we could have, I know my next 2 weeks are really, really crowded.
Okay. Just a moment. Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset on Mr. Rao? Everyone, this is going to be the last reset date for discovering about restitution.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, we're going to come back on March 31st.
Thank you, Your Honor. And I will be working on that actively even today.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you. May my client and I be excused?
Yes.
Thank you, Judge. Samuel, you guys can hit leave meeting now.
Okay.
Cynthia, just hit leave and leave meeting.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, Ross Rodriguez.
Hey, Judge, we've got a hold of our client, Miss McCutcheon, or Wilmer, if you honor. However, she's having trouble getting on with her phone. I mean, her box is there, Judge. She's come on and off several times already, but it was while you were discussing other matters. She is there, Judge.
All right, she needs to be present. So if you want to call her, see how to work that out, or either she can come down to the courtroom.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Frank Sandoval, who do you have?
Your Honor, good morning. Tyrone Dotsey. This was the matter that was pled out yesterday in jail court, and this case was dismissed.
This case was what?
Dismissed.
All right, State, do you know if this has been done?
Judge, I think you signed it this morning.
All right, thank you. Okay, then you are excused.
Thank you, Judge. Take care, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Have a good one.
You do the same, Judge.
All right, Ron Ross.
Judge, you know my wife thinks every day is Valentine's Day.
See, but that's your wife. See, you're being true to your sweetheart.
I know it. Judge, we were here on February the 15th. You gave me a trial date, I believe, March the 23rd. I think you called me back today to check. I had 4 discovery items that had not been provided. So it came back. Ryan's not here today, and I have not got the items. Marcus doesn't know anything about it for sure.
All right, and then your client was saying that he was going to hire an attorney.
That is correct, and we need to know if he's hired someone. You did tell him that if he wasn't going to hire anybody, I would remain his lawyer. So,
all right, you are going to remain his attorney, and I'm going to put something in the chat box to you.
Okay, and I would like to, if I may, I would like to talk to my client before I leave if he's on.
Just one moment. Ms. Ferguson, do you have an update on Mr. Morrison? Gregory Morrison. And he's an inmate.
Judge, I'm on the phone with the jail. Give me 1 second, Judge.
All right, thank you. All right, and who is the person who is on Vasquez? I'm sorry, Everett Gonzalez.
Judge, that was Megan Enriquez. She sent me a message saying she had to log on to another court and she would be back.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, anyone else ready?
Judge, I should be ready on Cassandra Ramirez, but I'm not sure that she's been sworn, but we've completed all the paperwork.
Oh, no, she was in number 2. So as soon as they send me the paperwork.
Okay, I'm sorry, Judge.
No. As soon as they give me the paperwork, we'll take that up.
Okay.
No, I know you've done all your paperwork. The clerk had her in breakout room number 2 to swear her in.
He told me to leave that breakout room right now.
Okay, did he swear you in?
He just asked me for my name and I told him yes, and then he said, leave the breakout room. But he didn't swear me in, no.
All right, I'm gonna send you to breakout room number 1. Just come to them, I'm gonna send you to 1. All right, and Adam Cobbs, Mr. Salmon is here. So I'm gonna send him number 6. All right, and we're just waiting for your client, Mr. Ross.
Yes, ma'am.
I can't believe I have a Ron Ross and then I have a Ross Rodriguez. You guys are purposely trying to confuse me.
Well, you know what? Courts get confused quite often. They really do. I don't know about Ross. I don't know if you get it, but I get it quite a bit.
I get it all the time, Ron, all the time.
All right,
I get called in. You're supposed to be in court, and I'm like, what? And it turns out to be you.
Exactly.
Gary Churak. What is happening with Mr. Del Bosque? You're on mute.
Again, I conferred with Michelle. There is still some discovery that's still outstanding on that. Apparently, there's a cell phone download as well as we're waiting on a drug test on some gummies. I think we talked to Caitlin last time, and Caitlin wasn't on is no longer there. So we have some and I got a dump of a bunch of discovery this morning too. So if we can have some more time, there's more discovery coming in.
All right, so he only has one case. Where's the drug discovery that you're talking about?
It's alleged that there was some gummies that the complaining witness consumed that night, and we need to verify whether they were narcotic or not.
All right. And so you're working with Michelle on that, correct?
Yes, working with Michelle.
All right. So Ms. Ferguson on Del Bosque, can I have a 30-day reset for discovery, please? All right, we're going to come back on March 30th. All right, you and your client are excused.
I'm good.
All right, James Myron on Vasquez.
Yeah, hi. I spoke to the DA and I need to speak to Mr. Vasquez in custody for a moment.
Right. As soon as we have him here, we'll have that happen for you.
Okay.
Ross Rodriguez.
Your Honor, she is on, her screensaver is on, but she's still having trouble tapping into the actual live picture, Judge. But she is on with her screensaver.
Just give me a moment. Henry, Tony Hernandez, Henry Luna, is that criminal trial division or family violence?
It's a CTD, Judge, but we conferred on that yesterday. He's supposed to be in person today. We called from yesterday. I don't believe he's going to be there.
All right, to the court, is Mr. Luna in the courtroom?
Yes, he is, Your Honor.
Oh, he is, okay.
Yes. So have you conferred with Mr. Luna?
Not since last night, Judge, but I'll certainly speak to him again.
All right, to the courtroom, if you could go to breakout room number 2, and Mr. Hernandez, I'll send you to number 2. Miss Lori McCutcheon. All right, Ross, on your case, unless she's able to get her video and everything working, she's going to have to come back at 2 and be in person in court.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you.
No, that was Ross Rodriguez, right? Just make sure he gets it right.
Yes. Yeah, Ross Rodriguez. All right, Mr. Sanders, you and Miss Enriquez wanted to see me in a breakout room quickly. Is that correct?
Me and Miss Sparks, Judge.
Sparks, okay. All right, Miss Sparks, if you could go to breakout room number 1. Miss Enriquez, if you could go to number 1, I will meet you there.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, everyone, please continue to have some patience in your pocket. Just give me one moment.
Ron, I haven't gotten your email yet.
I'll get it to you as soon as I get to the judge here. As soon as we get to the court, I'll get it to you.
Okay.
Mr. Ross, your client is here.
Okay, if I can talk with him, Judge. And I want to confirm, you did give us a trial date of March the 23rd, am I correct?
Let me just pull his file, just 1 second. Yes, March 23rd.
Okay, if I could go in the room with Mr. Morrison, I'd appreciate it.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 3. Mr.
do I need-
Morrison, I'm going to need you to go to number 3.
Do I need to come back when I'm through, Judge, or can I?
Yes, and you need to have him come back as well because I need to figure out the issues with him.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, thank you.
All right, the court is going to call 2021 CR 0244, State of Texas versus Everett James Gonzalez. Can I have the parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Brittany Sparks.
For the defense?
Megan Enriquez with the Law Office of John Kuntz for Everett Gonzalez.
And are you Mr. Gonzalez?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No objection.
Any objections from the defense?
No objections, Judge.
Mr. Gonzalez, I'm showing you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video Conference. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Mr. Gonzalez, we have Ms. Enriquez from the Law Office of John Kuntz standing in. Do you have any objections to Ms. Enriquez taking this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you
Yes, Your Honor.
electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
Yes, we have, Judge.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Next, I'm showing you, Mr. Gonzalez, what is entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, we do, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Right, Your Honor, we filed a motion to amend the indictment to include a count 2. And
Any
then,
oh, sorry. I'm sorry, go ahead.
then we're going to waive count 1 and proceed on count 2. In addition, Your Honor, we're going to be waiving the terroristic threat against a peace officer and proceeding on a Class B terroristic threat.
All right.
No objection to that amendment, Judge.
All right. Any objection to the addition of the count defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Gonzalez, do you understand that the changes the state has made is a substantive change in the indictment? Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any objection to proceeding?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand that with a substantive change, your attorney has 10 days to prepare for trial? Did you understand?
Yes.
And do you still wish to proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
Any objections to the state proceeding on the terroristic threat as a Class B misdemeanor defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Gonzalez, I'm going to show you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of terroristic threat as a Class B misdemeanor? The range of punishment for that offense is anywhere up to a $2,000 fine and up to 180 days in the Bexar County Jail. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand if you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement? If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, he has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, I believe he does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Gonzalez, has anyone threatened you, forced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of terroristic threat as a Class B misdemeanor. Your punishment is to be assessed at 180 days in the Bexar County Jail. There's a $500 fine to be probated. There's no application for deferred adjudication, and the state recommends community supervision. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Judge.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. The state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation, 80 hours of community service restitution, and the APSE course. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the lesser included offense of terroristic threat as a Class B misdemeanor. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence to support the defendant's no contest plea.
Yes, Judge. State offers State's Exhibit 1 and all attachments.
Any
No
objection?
No objection, Judge.
Gonzalez, I'm going to show you what's entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulations and testimony. The court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Judge. We've spent a lot of time reviewing the evidence. He realizes that he made a mistake. He's very apologetic. He's suffered many consequences as a result of even just this pending charge, such as losing his job. And he's had to be very proactive in finding other jobs to support his wife and 5-year-old child. I do believe he'll be successful on community supervision if the court were to follow the agreement.
All right, Mr. Gonzalez, if you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
Should be clean, Your Honor.
Why do you say should be?
This
What
should
could
be
it
clean.
possibly be?
Well, I drank last night.
All right, so Mr. Gonzalez, here's the thing. I read the police report. You are here because you have a drinking issue.
Yes, ma'am.
And when I say that, it's because anytime someone gets intoxicated and starts threatening people, that's not a good thing. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So you probably shouldn't be drinking at all. And when you're on probation for this, you're not allowed to drink any alcohol. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. This is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to 180 days in the Bexar County Jail, suspended and probated for 2 years, a $500 fine that will be probated, 80 hours of community service restitution. 40 of those hours will be waived if you provide proof of the COVID vaccination. I'm not requiring anyone to get the vaccination, but if you do, 40 hours will be deducted. The APSE course, proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular UAs, or either you can do the patch. The patch is more expensive, but it infringes less upon your time. And your attorney will explain that to you. Field visits, regular 1 time per month. Parenting classes. And if you complete the parenting classes, which you must, the remainder of your community service hours will be deducted. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Rebecca, is there anything else that Mr. Gonzalez needs?
No, ma'am.
Mr. Gonzalez, is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
No, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Gonzalez, good luck to you. While you're on probation, you're not allowed to drink, okay?
I ain't doing nothing, and I will never see y'all again.
Well, I mean, you should see me again to say, hey, I completed everything. Thanks for the courses. He's
you,
like,
Honor.
no, I don't want to be here.
I ain't going up. No, I lost a lot, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
No problem.
For me, anyways.
Okay. All right. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1. Probation will go over conditions with you.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Ms. Enriquez, you can go to number 1, or either you can be excused.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Brittany.
And Rebecca, you can go to that breakout room.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, everyone, just give me a moment. Who's the prosecutor on Cassandra Ramirez?
Joe Ray, Judge.
All right, the court is going to call 2021 CR 10543, State of Texas versus Cassandra M. Ramirez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Joe Ray Garcia.
For the defense?
Kathy Compton for Ms. Ramirez.
All right, and are you Cassandra Ramirez?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objections from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Ramirez, I'm showing you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
Yes, I have.
All right, the court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Ramirez, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, we do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
The state is proceeding on count 1 and waiving count 2 and the enhancement paragraph on the indictment.
Any objection?
No, none at all.
Ms. Ramirez, I'm going to show you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to need you to speak up a little bit for me, Ms. Ramirez.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, what you're charged with in count 1 is possession with intent to deliver a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4 grams to 200 grams. That's a first-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 5 to 99 years or life in prison. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am. Miss, is there any way that I could try to talk to you before we go like further on with this?
Yes, you have a question about something?
No, I just wanted to tell you that that I was just going through stuff when I caught this charge, and I had just lost 2 family members, and the reason why I had those drugs were because I was using, and I see that you offer everybody help, and I just wanted to know if there's any way that I can try to like get help or like go to rehab or something. Because to be honest, when I have 2 family members, one's elderly and the other one is disabled, and I was trying to like be able to be there for them because before my tia had passed away, she had asked me to take care of them. I can't do that from in here. My tia's like 89 years old, and like.
All right, so Miss Ramirez, this is where you are in this situation. So I want to make sure that you understand. So the state is waiving the repeat enhancement allegation. And I'm sure your attorney has told you what the range of punishment of a first-degree felony is with the repeater. So this is the agreement that you've made with the state. If you don't want to go forward with this agreement, then what I'm going to have you do, I'm going to let you speak that, I'll let you speak with your attorney before we continue to proceed, okay?
I already talked to her. She already told me, but I was just trying to see if there's any way that I can talk to you about before.
No, the way the legal process works, Ms. Ramirez, is that you plea bargain with the state, and this is your plea bargain agreement that you've made with them. If there's something else that you wish to do, then you'll need to speak with your attorney. So if you want, we can come back in the afternoon. We can come back tomorrow.
Judge, I am in Guadalupe County this afternoon, and I am in 2 counties tomorrow, so that would be extremely difficult for me, but I will certainly try to make time for that. If I have had lengthy conversations with my client with regard to her situation, so I don't know.
Let me do this,
that-
Ms. Compton. Let me send you to a breakout room with Ms. Ramirez, so you all can discuss this and see what she wishes to do. So I'm going to send you out. You're welcome. I'm going to send you out a breakout room number 2. Adam Cobbs, the court has received your paperwork. So I'm going to send your client to breakout room. Well, I'll let him say in number 6. If you could go back to 6, and I'm going to send the clerks to number 6.
Yeah, Judge, I just wanted to make sure I did send a private chat to Norma. I just want to make sure we have all the right paperwork. We did the plea packet. I may have missed the waiver to consent by video as well as the certificate of appeal, unless that was part of it.
Okay. All right, we shall see. But the clerks will let you know if they have everything.
If they've got everything, Judge, we're ready.
Okay, that's why I'm telling you, if you go back to breakout room number 6, the clerk will be there.
Oh, okay. All right, thank you.
All right, Mr. Ross Rodriguez. What is happening with Mr. Morrison? Does he have an attorney?
Yo,
Did he hire
Judge,
one?
you said Ross Rodriguez. I thought you were talking about.
Oh, you're right. It's Ross, Ross. When
Yeah.
you were there, you know.
Okay, no, he should be in the courtroom. He does not have a lawyer yet. He's telling me he's closing on some property that's going to get him money to hire a lawyer, but he's here. He can tell you that himself.
All right, Mr. Morrison, we're scheduled for jury trial on March 23rd.
Yeah, I understand that.
All right, thank you, Mr. Morrison. All right, Ross, we'll see you on March 23rd. If you need help with your client obtaining clothing, just let the court know.
I will.
All right, thank you. Norma 14N can go back. Anyone else who's ready? Michael Latimer?
Okay, Your Honor. Yes, of the 3 cases, we're ready to enter a plea in Edward Salgado. On Fidel Ayala, I wanted to report that I have received the CPS records It appears there are hundreds of pages dating back to 2010.
All right, so you could probably read those pages in like a week.
Yeah, maybe. And then on Marlon Citron,
Well, let's start with Ayala first. So you have all of the CPS records?
I believe I do. Yes.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, on Ayala, can I have a 30-day reset, please?
Your Honor, I may not have mentioned this. For the rest of March, I'm going to be out.
Okay. All right, Ms. Ferguson, you can put it in April, please. And have you received all the discovery on this case?
I believe I have, Your Honor.
Has an offer been tendered?
No, not yet.
Who's the prosecutor you're working with?
I'm working with Michelle Hayden.
All right, Michelle, when will you all be available to or ready to tender an offer?
Well, Judge, we're both still working through all the CPS records.
Okay. All right, we're going to come back on March 7th. I'm sorry, April 7th. On April 7th, state, you'll need to be prepared to tender an offer on that date. Is that enough time? State?
That should be enough time.
All right. All right, Mr. Ayala, you're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Who's your next person?
Marlon Citron. That's a trial division, and the state is going to secure some additional documents from the jail on that case. And April 7th would be a good date to reset that if you prefer.
All right, and so this is has the state made you an offer in that case or no?
Yes, they have made an offer, but we can't accept it until we figure out about these other. And I sent something to the prosecutor on that, Brittany.
Right, and what discovery is outstanding?
Well, I'm not sure what's out there, but according to what I have been provided through e-discovery, it appears that they provided me a copy of a photo of the alleged victim that was assaulted at the jail, along with a picture of another inmate.
Okay.
And I have a feeling that the cases were mixed up. So I need to find information about this other inmate.
Okay, we're going to come back on April 7th. All right, do you need to speak with Mr. Citron?
Yes, I can go out in the breakout room, and then I think we're ready on Salgado to enter a plea. So yes.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2. Your client needs to come back to the main room after you finish speaking with him.
Okay, I'll tell him. Thank you.
All right, we're going to go Daniel Rodriguez. Who do you have?
Your Honor, I have Mark Cram. He's in jail. I've conferred with the state already. I just need to confer with Mark Cram. A-R-A-M. 2 M's. And I have a case number if you need it.
No. All right, Mr. Cram, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 3. Your attorney will meet you there. All right, are you all ready to proceed on Ramirez? And who is the prosecutor on Ramirez?
Sure, Judge.
And I believe we are ready, Your Honor.
All right, just one moment. Mr. Cox, who do you have?
I have excuse me, Mr. Yost and Mr. Willis. And
Are they both criminal trial division?
yes, Your Honor. One is special trials. Mr. Yost is I think is white collar, or there's a different name, but that's just for me and the prosecutor to confer. We need to meet with you in a breakout room. I think he's on his way down to your office.
He's on Zoom, Mr. Guerra.
Yeah, is it any way, Judge, that for a second, somewhere before you quit today, that we can be in a private breakout room?
Yes, and that will be on Yost, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so let me send you to a breakout room now for Mr. Willis, and then I'm going to take up this plea, and then we'll come back on Mr. Yost.
Thank you, Judge.
I'll send you to number 4. All right, we're back on the record in 2021 CR 10543. Defense, did you have a chance to speak with your client, Ms. Ramirez?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
And are we proceeding or not?
I believe that we are, Your Honor, but certainly wouldn't hurt to ask her again.
All right, Ms. Ramirez, are you ready to proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Ramirez, I'm going to show you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand what you're charged with in count 1 is possession with intent to deliver a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4 grams to 200 grams. The range of punishment for that offense is anywhere from 5 to 99 years or life in prison. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case? Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
We've discussed the case thoroughly, Your Honor.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
Yes, I do.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, I do.
Ms. Ramirez, has anyone threatened you, forced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 6 years in prison. The state is proceeding on count 1 and waiving the other counts in the repeater enhancement allegation. There's to be a $1,500 fine. No applications. The state will take in consideration retaliation. NIMAG number 609313 will not be indicted. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, there have not.
Then to the offenses charged in count 1, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence to support the defendant's plea?
State offers State Exhibit 1 and its attachments.
No objection.
Ms. Ramirez, I'm showing you what's entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
The court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and stipulated to testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, ma'am.
We're asking that we proceed today, Your Honor, to sentencing.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Not at this time.
Ms. Ramirez, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification. I'm sorry. Brenda, it's like a lot going on. All right. The court then will follow your plea bargaining agreement, find you guilty as previously stated, sentence you to 6 years in the prison. There's credit for any time served. There's a $1,500 fine, time and money running concurrent. Take in consideration night mag number 609313. Showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a question over the definition of what a weapon is, you'll need to contact your an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we'll go off the record. Good luck to you, Ms. Ramirez. You're gonna have to change your ways, because if you come back, depending on whatever you may or may not be charged with, that will make you a habitual. So your minimum will end up being 25 years. Don't be that person who spends the remainder of your life at the prison, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
May I be excused, Judge?
Yes.
Thank
Norma
you so much.
L19, you're welcome. Norma L19 can go back. All right, just one moment. Lupe. James Byron. All right.
I'm here,
Miguel.
Your Honor.
Yes.
I was supposed to speak to Mr. Vasquez. Oh, there he is. 187 Vasquez.
All right. I'm
Okay.
going to send you to breakout room number 4.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Miguel Hernandez.
Good morning, Your
Oh,
Honor.
come in, come see. Yes.
I spoke to Mr. Deary. I've spoken to Marcus Sanders. We've shown Mr. Deary the video of the bus stop that he had requested on this matter. My client asked me to make a counteroffer to Mr. Sanders. I sent him a chat earlier, but I was called to another court, and I come back to see if he would consider the counteroffer.
Okay, let me do this. Let me, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 5.
All right, thank you, Judge.
Judge, I send you a chat.
I don't see Tony on the screen. He's in breakout room number 11.
Okay, thank you.
All right, everyone, just give me one moment, please. And Brenna, I think the other court reporter dropped off.
She had to go to class, Judge.
Oh, okay. This is class.
Yes, it is.
All right, everyone, just give me a moment. And when we come back, I'm actually going to take up Mark Salmon. So everyone, just give me 2 minutes, please.
All righty. She's calling. She just
Ms. Ferguson, can you come to breakout room number 1, please? The officer. All right, Adam Cobbs,
Yes, Judge.
are you ready to proceed?
Yes.
Who's the prosecutor on this?
Michelle Hayden.
Michelle Hayden.
All right, the court is calling 2020 CR 6090, State of Texas versus Mark Anthony Salmon. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Michelle Hayden for the state.
for the defense?
Adam Cobbs.
All right, are you Mr. Salmon? Can you unmute for me, please? Are you Mr. Mark Salmon?
Yes.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
No objection.
Any objection from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Salmon, I'm going to show you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it?
Yes.
Court will find that the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Mr. Cobbs, I'm showing you what's entitled Discovery Acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
Yes.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Salmon, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Mr. Salmon?
Yes.
Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We waive.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Salmon, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with continuous violence against family? That's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
None, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
We do have a doctor's report that indicates such.
Mr. Salmon, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yeah.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yeah.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page, did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is requesting that your sentence be assessed at 2 years in prison. There are no applications. They will take in consideration 2021 CR 7281, County Court Cause Number 625377. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Stephen Roberson, Daniel Salmon,
Yes, ma'am.
Imelda, Emelda Salmon,
Yes, ma'am.
J Gogo, Gogo,
Yes, ma'am.
outside of the Bexar County Jail.
Yes, ma'am.
There's to be a J set and cause numbers 658182 and 637964. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent?
Yeah.
Did you understand that to be the entirety of your plea bargain agreement?
Yeah.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Judge, one case was left out. I did send Michelle a chat, but I don't know if she saw it.
I hadn't seen it yet. Okay, I'll take care of that.
And this is a case to be taken in consideration?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is that cause number?
637963.
All right, Mr. Salmon, did you understand that to be the entirety of the plea bargain agreement?
Yeah.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offense is charged in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? Mr. Salmon, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
Mr. Salmon, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
I don't believe so, Your Honor.
All right, and then Mr. Salmon, do you still wish to enter a plea of no contest?
Yes, ma'am.
State any evidence to support the defendant's plea?
It offers State's Exhibit 1 its attachments into evidence.
No objections.
Mr. Salmon, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same.
Yes.
After reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, Your Honor, just ask that the court follow the plea agreement and give all credit for time served.
Right. Court will follow your agreement, sentence you to 2 years into prison. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. Take in consideration 637963, 2021 CR 7281, County Court Cause number 625377. There's to be no contact with Stephen Roberson, Daniel Salmon, Imelda Salmon, Jay Gogo outside of the Bexar County Jail. Judgment sat in 658-182, 637964. Showing you Mr. Salmon was entitled a trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And because this is a felony conviction, and because there's an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to your attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, well, thank you very much, Mr. Salmon. Good luck to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Stop hitting people.
Hey,
All right. Mr. Cobbs, you're excused.
Thank you, Judge. Congrats, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, everybody have a great day.
All right, you too. All right, there's an officer here to see me. If he could come back, please. And then we're going to take up Mr. Luna. All right, are the parties ready on Henry Luna?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and
Yeah.
where is
Yes,
Henry?
Your Honor. He's in the courtroom, Judge.
Okay, thank you. All right, the court is going to call 2020 CR 1586, State of Texas versus Henry Luna III. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Michelle Hayden for the state.
for the defense?
Tony Hernandez.
And are you Mr. Luna?
Yes, Your Honor.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. The court will note for the record that the defendant is present in the courtroom. Any objections to us proceeding by video?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Luna, I'm showing you a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm going to show you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision and First Amendment Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you the same Henry Luna III who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2020 CR 1586 for the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram, on October 1st, 2020 for a period of 2 years? Is that you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state.
Violated condition number 14, on or about the 22nd day of October 2021 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Henry Luna III did then and there fail to complete the assessed 50 hours of community service restitution in violation of condition number 14.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
State.
Violated condition number 16, on or about the 2nd day of October 2021 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Henry Luna III did then and there fail to apply for, provide documentation of attendance, and comply with all rules, regulations, instructions, and financial agreements as directed by the court and/or supervision officer and/or the head or authorized personnel of the following program parenting class in violation of condition number 16.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
And we're waiving the other allegations.
Any objections to the state's waivers?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Luna, did you understand by pleading true to violations 14 and 16, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violations of 14 and 16?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find violations of 14 and 16 true. Is there an agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. We ask that you find the defendant's pleas of true, that you revoke his community supervision, adjudicate him of guilty, and sentence him to 96 days under 1244.
Is that the agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
Mr. Luna, are you asking the court to follow that agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, the court will follow the agreement, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you to, you said 96 days?
Yes, Your Honor.
96 days in the Bexar County Jail under 12.44. Give you credit for any time served.
And Judge, he does have the 96 days credit.
All right, the court will show that the judgment is satisfied. Mr. Luna, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you want to know what the definition is of a weapon or ammunition, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you. Do better.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You have a nice.
Oh, you too.
Thank you, Judge. May we be excused? And
Yes.
congratulations, Judge.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Y'all take care. Norma, thank you very much if you're still on.
Thank you.
All right, Edward Salgado, I need you to go to breakout room number 10, please. Caroline, you're here. What's going on?
Caroline, is it me?
Yes, what's
Oh,
going on?
hi. Not much. I was sitting here waiting for Mr. Gomez to plead out. We've been eagerly awaiting his disposition on his case.
Okay, we're going to see what's going on with that.
Okay,
All right, thank you.
you're welcome.
James Myrick?
Yeah, hi, Judge.
Yes.
I just spoke to Mr. Vasquez, Jonathan, in custody, and we will entertain, we will enter a plea as soon as we have the paperwork and waive discovery, acknowledge discovery. And if we want to do this afternoon, I'm certainly available.
All right, Ms. Ferguson? Can you have Mr. Vasquez come back at 2 for a plea?
Yes, ma'am.
And if I could see the DA quickly so I can page him on that and let him know that we do have an agreement at this time.
All right, who's the prosecutor on Vasquez?
Joe Ray, Judge.
All right, and if you all will start working on the paperwork, I say come back at 2, but if you all start working on the paperwork now, we may be able to take it before 2.
Sure, I'll get on it. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Vasquez, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 5. Mr. Myrick, if you go to number 5, please.
Okay.
All right, who are the parties on Edward Salgado?
Mike Latimer for the defendant.
Michelle Hayden for the state.
Okay, where is Mr. Salgado? There he is. Mr. Salgado, can you unmute for me, please?
Yes.
Thank you. And Rebecca, this is going to be regular probation. Court is calling 2022 CR 0889, State of Texas versus Edward Salgado. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Michelle Hayden for the state.
For the defense?
Latimer for the defendant.
Are you Mr. Salgado?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objection from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Salgado, I'm showing you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
Yes, I have, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Salgado, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, I do.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We're waiving count 1 and proceeding on count 2.
Any objections?
No objection.
Mr. Salgado, I'm showing you what's entitled Court's Admonishment and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand in count 2, you're charged with violation of sex offender registration annually? That's a 3rd-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you are giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, he has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, I do.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, he is.
Mr. Salgado, has anyone threatened you, forced you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea bargain agreement, state is proceeding on count 2 only, $1,000 fine to be probated. State recommends community supervision. State, with regards to the plea bargain agreement and defense, what is his punishment to be assessed at?
4 years over 4.
All right, is that correct, defense?
Yes, that is the agreement.
Do you have any objections to the court writing on the plea bargain page that punishment is to be assessed at 4 years prison?
No objection.
I apologize, Your Honor.
Oh, no problem. Mr. Salgado, do you understand that your punishment is to be assessed at 4 years in the prison? The state recommends community supervision. There's to be a TAP evaluation and Chapter 62 compliance and 120 hours community service restitution. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, it is.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, Mr. Salgado, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
None, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is asking that your term of community supervision be 4 years. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then the offense is charged in count 1. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence to support the defendant's plea?
State offers State's Exhibit 1 and its attachments into evidence.
Any objection?
No objection.
Mr. Salgado, I'm showing you what's entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments. The court has reviewed the same. The court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, then the court will follow your plea bargain agreement, sentence you to a $1,000 fine. That'll be probated. 4 years in prison, suspended and probated for 4 years. Chapter 62 compliance. Mr. Salgado, are you employed?
No, Your Honor.
Is there a reason for that?
I'm a 30% disabled veteran.
All right, and are you receiving SSI or any?
VA pension, disability.
We're going to do proof of employment within 30 days, or you need to provide proof of disability, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
There should be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Chapter 62 compliance. Do you live by yourself?
Yes. Well, I lived in my ex-wife's. She has like a little efficiency in the back.
Okay. Any children come visit you?
No.
No grandchildren or anything like that?
Well, I have grandchildren that they come visit her.
But do they come visit you?
No.
All right. Any concern? Because I don't know the underlying facts of the case that requires him to be on registration. But does anyone want a no unsupervised contact with minors? Any requests for that?
Judge, out of precaution, I think that would be a good idea.
Well, I'm a little concerned about that. I mean, he was on probation through the state, I believe, recommendation of 4 years, if I'm not mistaken. He completed the 4 years in the 90s. I think he was convicted in 1994. He completed the probation. There was not any problems with the probation. And he's, you know, as I say, he's been an Army veteran and also a National Guardsman for many years. I have the honorable discharge paper and the disability paper. So I really don't think that's been a concern. It's never been a concern before for Mr. Salgado.
Well, Mr. Latimer, for now, I'm going to do no. He can have contact with his grandchildren, but it just cannot be unsupervised. If somebody wants to bring me facts or information about the underlying case that requires him to be registered, I don't know anything about the underlying case. I don't know the age of the complainant in that case or not. So if you bring that to me, of course, I will reconsider Mr.
Fine.
Latimer and Mr. Salgado.
That's fair.
So there's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. Mr. Salgado, let me just tell you, there is no place for you to do community service hours. So what I'm going to do, I'll deduct 40 hours of your community service hours if you provide proof of the COVID vaccination. I'm not forcing anyone to get the vaccination, but if you do, I'll deduct your community service hours. And actually, Rebecca, I'll deduct 120 hours if he provides proof of that. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular UAs, and we'll do field visits 1 time per month. Rebecca, is there anything else that he needs?
Is he going to be supervised by the sex offender program?
Yes. So sex offender probation program will supervise you. All right, Mr. Salgado, is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a question over the definition of weapon or ammunition, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Salgado, good luck to you. Let me just tell you, I don't know the underlying facts of your case. I know sometimes maybe people forget to register, or sometimes they say, I can't believe I'm still registering. Why do I have to do this? But the law says you have to register. So you're going to need to do that. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1. Probation will meet you there and go over conditions with you. Mr. Latimer, you can go to number 1, or either you can remain here to speak. I think we've covered all your cases. Is that correct?
Yes, we have, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, you can go to number 1, or either you can be excused.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Miguel Hernandez.
Good morning, Your Honor. I've spoken with Mr. Deary and Mr. Saunders. We've gone back and forth. Mr. Deary made a counteroffer, it was rejected. And Mr. Deary does not wish to accept the offer of Mr. Sanders. So he would like to go to trial, Your Honor.
All right. Norma, can I have a jury trial date in the box, please? Court is calling 2021 CR 4084, State of Texas versus Donald Fredericks K. Dents Deary. Could I have the parties for the defense announced, please?
Miguel Hernandez for the defense.
And are you Mr. Deary? Can you unmute for me, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
Did you want?
I'm sorry, that's my fault. Any objection from the defense? It's been a long day.
Yes, Your Honor. No, Your Honor, no objection.
All right, Mr. Deary, do you have any objections to us proceeding by video?
Ma'am.
All right, defense, have you received all the discovery in this case?
I believe I have, Your Honor.
Has an offer been tendered?
It has, Your Honor.
Mr. Deary, are you rejecting that offer?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Deary, your jury trial will be, just 1 second. All right, your jury trial date will be April 26th. You will need to be in court at 9 a.m. The courtroom is located at 300 De La Rosa. We're on the 4th floor. If you're still at the Bexar County Jail, you will be brought over dressed for trial. You'll be dressed in whatever clothing you have at the jail. If you wish to appear in a different attire, you need to make arrangements with your attorney. Do you understand, Mr. Deary?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Hernandez, if there are any issues with the clothing exchange, let the court know and we'll see if we can expedite that.
I will, Your
However,
Honor.
Mr. Deary, if you're on bond, you'll need to appear at 9 a.m. in the 187th District Court on April 26th, 4th floor. Do you understand?
Yes, I don't have a bond.
No.
I already got out on bond. I'm remaining without bond right now.
Okay, well, there's a reason for everything, right? So,
Yes,
all right. So, Mr. Deary, when is your jury trial day?
April 26th,
What time?
9 o'clock,
Which court?
187.
All right, I'm going to give you the trick question. What address? 300 De La Rosa.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Thank you,
ma'am.
Mr. Deary. We'll see you then, Mr. Deary, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Number 14,
Thank
Jay,
you.
can go back.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Daniel Rodriguez.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm here on Mr. Mark Cram. I believe we're very close to a plea bargain. I was hoping that we could come back on Friday. I've got to check into a couple of things, but I was hoping we can come back on Friday.
We can
to
come
enter
back
into a plea bargain.
either Thursday or Monday.
Thursday or Monday. Thursday, what time?
What
time y'all doing
all day on Thursday.
Okay. Tomorrow is fine. Tomorrow's Thursday. So tomorrow's
Yes.
fine. I will be in Kendall County District Court, but I'll step out and Zoom into the court. And I will text Michelle to let her know which plea bargain we're going to be doing.
All right, Ms. Ferguson. Mr. Cram, can we recall that for tomorrow? And I have a yes, so we'll see you tomorrow.
All right, Judge. See you tomorrow.
All right, Norma, 14D can go back. All right, I'm seeing if I have paperwork on Mr. Gomez yet. Lupe. Well, Caroline, I think you've just been with us all day today.
Yes, ma'am, I have. We kind of got lucky. It's been a slow week and we've been eagerly awaiting today. So I know Mr. Gomez has been waiting. He actually reached out to me on Monday to let him know he finally had a court date. So that's good.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Ms. Ferguson, on Henry Luna, for his new cases, I need a reset date, a 30-day reset on those cases. It's a 2022 CR 0201 and 0200. Okay, thank you. All right, to the clerks, there's paperwork that's coming on Mr. Gomez. Oh, okay. All right, everyone, just give me a moment. I'm just waiting for the paperwork, and Ms. Alvarado will make sure we take that up before our break.
Thank you, Judge.
Those Douglas is here.
Kelly Piddle.
Good afternoon, Judge.
Afternoon. So who are you here for?
I'm here for Isaiah Martinez. We have a plea bargaining agreement. If I could just get into a room with him and go over the paperwork, or if you want me to come back after lunch, whatever the court wants.
Yes, we're going to have to come back on that one at 2. And you
Okay, no
say it's
problem.
Isaiah Martinez?
Judge, he's in room 8 by himself.
All right, I'll send you to number 8 so you can go over the paperwork.
That'd be great. Thank you.
Collins?
Good morning, Your Honor. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm living the dream, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Sometimes
I say anytime we're alive, we just need to say we're living the dream.
there are some periods of nightmares. I will agree with that.
Okay, so what's who are you here for?
We've got paperwork done on Marco Gomez, Your Honor.
All right, has he been sworn in?
I do not know yet. I left to go to another courtroom, Your Honor.
Mr. Gomez, were you sworn in?
He was in the breakout room, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
There he is.
All right, then we're not ready. Okay, I'm going to send you to a breakout room. I'm sending you to number 1.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And to the clerks, if you would go to number 1 and swear in Mr. Gomez, please. And Mr. Collins, I'll send you to number 1.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Judge, was inmate Willis coming back at 2?
Which page is he on?
That was Cornelius's case.
Yes, he's coming back at 2.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for the answer, Norma.
You're welcome.
Yes, I will.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, thank you. And here are these. All right, we're ready on Gomez. And this will be the last one before we take up our break. Where's the attorney for Gomez?
He's in room 1, sorry.
Lupe, would you tell Mr. Collins to come back to the main room? All right. And Rebecca, this is going to be regular probation. Court is calling 2020 CR 0793, State of Texas versus Marco Gomez. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Judge, I can step in. This is Brittany Sparks for the state.
For the defense?
Your Honor, Attorney Michael Collins, attorney for Marco Gomez, present and ready, Your Honor.
And are you Mr. Gomez?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
No objection.
Any objection from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Gomez, I'm showing you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
I have, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Next, Mr. Gomez, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do, Your Honor.
State, it appears that you're proceeding on the indictment as presented. Is that correct?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Gomez, I'm going to show you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand what you're charged with driving while intoxicated third or more? That's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment on that offense is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been, oh, sorry, I am so sorry. I'm getting a little bit distracted with everything that's happening on the screen. Mr. Gomez, do you understand if you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement? If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
No defenses, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I believe he does, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Mr. Gomez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea bargain agreement, their punishment is to be assessed at 3 years in the prison. There's a $1,000 fine probated. No application for deferred adjudication. State recommends community supervision. There's to be restitution, if any, to Raya, R-A-Y-A Fields, or Walter Martinez. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense is at the plea bargain agreement.
It is, Your Honor.
State is at the plea bargain agreement.
Judge Marcus is back and there are some changes that he needs to go over with the court.
Yes, Judge, Marcus Sanders for the states.
Yes.
I needed to amend the indictment. It contained, or actually, I guess just strike something from the indictment. The county court case number had an extra digit. So it should be 832143 instead of 842143.
Any objections to that change?
No, Your Honor.
And yes, Judge, that is the plea agreement.
All right, Mr. Gomez, do you understand that the changing of the number in the indictment to the prior DWI may be considered a substantive change? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Right, knowing that and knowing that your attorney has 10 days to prepare for trial, do you wish to continue with this plea?
Can you repeat that, Your Honor? I'm sorry.
Knowing that your attorney has 10 days to prepare for trial, do you wish to continue with this plea?
So with this court, this is going to go to trial?
No.
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 Let me backtrack. Did you understand that one of the cause numbers in the indictment, the cause number is off by one number? Did you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
The state has asked to orally correct that. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
That may be considered a substantive change. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
When a substantive change occurs, your attorney has 10 days to prepare for trial. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you wish to have this matter continued, or do you wish to continue with this plea?
Continue with the plea.
All right. Defense, did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
I do, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver Appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counselor, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. The state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 3 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 150 hours community service restitution, 10 days in the Bexar County Jail, DWI intervention, victim impact panel live, 2 years Texas driver's license suspension, ignition interlock for half the term.
Yeah, you already texted me.
Ignition interlock for half the term of probation. And should you be granted community supervision, the state will not object to supervision under the government code, and it's section 124. Did you understand that? Those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations.
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence to support the defendant's plea.
Yes, the state offers States Exhibit 1 and its attachments.
Any objections?
I've reviewed that with my client, Your Honor. We have no objections.
Mr. Gomez, I'm going to show you what's entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence States Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, you have a young adult individual in front of you. He was honorably discharged from the Army, Your Honor. He is now working as a nurse, doing some contract work. He's currently actually in Louisiana on a contract, working with COVID cases in the hospital, Your Honor. He's supporting his wife and a minor child. At the incident, it was basically he was in a drive-through of Chacho's. He bumped the car in front of him and stayed on the scene until police arrived. He fully cooperated with the police officer. He was the most polite and cooperative individual I've seen on a DWI video in all my years of practice, Your Honor. He cooperated with the officer. He acknowledged his wrongdoing, Your Honor, and he is taking responsibility for all his actions, Your Honor. He did go and went through lifetime outpatient recovery and completed that program, Your Honor, prior to coming to court today. He has been reviewed and accepted for the Veterans Treatment Court, Your Honor. So we ask that the court follow through with the plea bargain and grant him this probation, Your Honor.
All right, what are you doing in Louisiana, Mr. Gomez?
I'm currently on a COVID contract, working as a ER tech in the ICU. I've been here for about 2 months now, and it expires March 31st, this contract.
All right, how many hours are you working a day?
I am working 12 to 13 hours a day, ma'am.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to 3 years in prison, suspended and probated for 3 years. There's a $1,000 fine that will be probated. There's to be restitution, if any, to Rhea Fields or Walter Martinez. 10 days in the Bexar County Jail that will be held in abeyance due to the COVID pandemic and due to the fact that the defendant is in Louisiana working with COVID patients. 150 hours of community service restitution. 40 of those hours will be waived if you provide proof that you've completed the COVID vaccination regimen. The court is not requiring anyone to get that vaccination, but if you do, 40 of those hours will be deducted. And if you provide proof of your occupation and exactly what you're doing with COVID, then the court will deduct 1 hour for every hour that you're actually doing that towards community service restitution. DWI intervention, victim impact panel live, 2-year Texas driver's license suspension. There should be ignition interlock for half the term, referring to Veterans Treatment Court, regular reporting by Zoom or in person,
Which I told him, but yeah, I don't
regular UAs, field visits 1 time per month. And with regards to the UAs, you can either do a patch or you can do the regular UAs. The patch requires left intrusion into your time, but it costs more. All right, Rebecca or Caroline Alvarado, is there anything else that Mr. Gomez needs?
Judge, if once this is completed, I can be placed in a breakout room. I will explain to Mr. Gomez the process from here on out for getting him transferred to Veterans Court. We're hoping to have him set up to come on to our next docket next Thursday.
All right. Rebecca, is there anything else that he needs?
It's okay for him to continue to be in Louisiana?
Yes. And I will add that the defendant is allowed to work in Louisiana, and the defendant is to provide proof of employment within 30 days. And there's to be no employment as a home health care provider with minors. All right, Mr. Gomez, is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
No, ma'am.
All right, I'm gonna show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you want to know the definition of a weapon or ammunition, you'll need to speak with your attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Gomez, what's going to end up happening is I've given you my conditions. Once you're transferred to one of the treatment courts, in this case, it's going to be Veterans Treatment Court, they may have other conditions for you. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
So I didn't order intensive outpatient treatment with probation because Veterans Treatment Court will provide you with your treatment.
Yes, ma'am.
This is the other thing I'm going to tell you. When people drive intoxicated, I haven't done a study of this. My statistics professor would not appreciate me telling you this because I haven't done the numbers. But what I've discovered in my experience is that when people drive and they're intoxicated, the person who's always intoxicated usually never is injured. They end up killing their passenger or killing somebody else or injuring somebody else. So don't be that person who's drinking, you end up hitting somebody and then you're crying because somebody's injured or somebody's dead. Nobody, I've never met somebody who got behind the wheel after drinking, who said, you know what, my intention was to go to a bar or go somewhere, get intoxicated and hit somebody. That's never the case. So don't be that person, all right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm going to send you all to breakout room number 2. Mr. Collins, you can go to number 2 or either you can be excused.
I'm going to have to ask to be excused. County Court 14 is waiting for me to finish a plea, Your Honor.
All right, well, have fun in County Court number 14.
Thank you, Your Honor. Marco,
All right.
call me if you have any questions, Marco.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. And